Hi, my name is Marietta Mehanni, and this week I wanted to share with you a chorus little combination that I've put together for the Michael or the Jackson song Blame It on the Boogie. And most of us are familiar with that, and it's got a great chorus line. You know, don't blame it on the sunshine, don't blame it on the moonlight, and etc. I'm not going to sing it to you. I'm not going to sing it to you. But I came up with a combination that you might like to use for that particular track because it works really, really well with the chorus. So the first part of the combination, we actually hold the noodle this way, and we go one arm, other arm. So it goes, don't blame on the sunshine, don't blame on the moonlight, and then both arms together twice, and then you squeeze the noodle ends together. So it's one arm, other arm, both arms, squeeze, squeeze. One arm, other arm, both arms, squeeze, squeeze. So the legs stay stationary, the arm movements are big, and because you're holding just a bit of the noodle underneath the water, you can move at this pace. So that's what I call level one. Now there's several choruses in that track, in that piece of music. So we do level one, and we do that for a couple of choruses. Then I introduce level two. Level two is right arm, left arm, both legs, and then squeeze, squeeze. Right arm, left arm, and then we go jack, jack on the breaststroke action, and then we bring our legs still again when we do the squeeze. And so it requires just a little bit more coordination. It's not physically more demanding, just more so coordination-wise, because the jacks don't make it that hard. So, because there's, like I said, more than one chorus, I have level three. Level three is one arm, other arm, both arms, and jump, jump. Oh, hello. One arm, other arm, jack on the bottom, feet squeeze up together. And it's quite a lot of fun to do this. And what's really cool about it is that because of the choreography, they're not really thinking about how much they're squeezing the noodle, and that's really important because grip strength is super important. It becomes vitally more important as you get older, vitally more important. And they have to squeeze the noodle quite firmly to be able to perform those movement patterns. Of course, in the verses, give your clients something to rest their hands. I've got a cross-country ski where knees are coming up and they're just resting their fingers on top of the noodle, and then the chorus kicks in again and off we go. And because the first two movement patterns are where the feet are stationary, it's easy to go and grasp the end of the noodle and then go straight into our combination. So maybe there's other tracks that you can use the same sort of movement pattern. It will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it works with a 16 count block in any particular track of music that you want to use it for. But I came up with it for that particular track. Hope you enjoy it. That's this week's Aqua Tip. Blame it on the boogie, and here we go. I'm going to demonstrate the land way of teaching this. Now, it's actually not that challenging. I do have my chair just ready if I am perhaps not feeling great or my body's not coping, or perhaps you may find it a little bit struggling, a little bit to do the jacks. You know, it sort of depends on your own physicality, right? But you may want to have a chair to start with. So I launch straight into it. I don't break this down for the chorus, but they pick it up pretty quickly. So it's right arm circle out, left arm circle out, both arms circle, and then you squeeze together. And it goes really well with the words in the song, right? So both arms, and then in, out. So you're doing two of everything. So you're doing two single arms, we reckon, Russell, then two breaststrokes, and then two with the noodles squeezing together. Now remember, keep everything down low because they're standing in water, that's chest depth, and you want to keep it down low, so keep your hands down low. So that's the first one. Very easy because your legs don't have to do anything, right? The second one is where you circle out, breaststroke twice, two squeeze together. That's right. So circle out, breaststroke twice, squeeze together. Now, you could alternate arms that start with this movement pattern, but because there isn't that many choruses, I stick with the same one. And then breaststroke. And then the final one is circle out, breaststroke with those jacks touching the bottom, and then you squeeze together and bring your feet up. Now this is why the chair's handy. So if you're finding that a little bit of a struggle to do, so see on the chair, you circle out, you bring your feet together, and then you get them to jump, keeping their legs straight. See how I demonstrate that on the chair? So circle out, breaststroke with the regular jack, and then jump up, feet coming up off the bottom. And that's where you can use the chair. Now, there is a lot of gripping. So as I suggested when I was in the pool, during the other components of that song, you want to be able to allow people to have an opportunity to release their fingers. Gripping is very, very important, especially as we get older. It is a sign of frailty. And it's used, grip strength is used as a test of age and frailty. So I do encourage people to grip. Of course, if they're really struggling with this, you can give them alternatives. They don't need to use the noodle. They can continue on because the arm actions work really well. Yep, with this sort of movement pattern as well. The noodle just adds a bit more resistance. And that is this week's Aqua Tip.